Welcome to Origin Stories. I'm RD.
I'm Parrott.
We're telling stories behind the digital art revolution
Each week we interview top artists.
and live stream with the community.
Let's go. Today is tomorrow's origin story.
Odious.
What's up?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Odious, when Origin Stories started, we didn't know you had a face.
Nope.
It's true.
The reveal happened somewhere along the way. It's amazing.
Now we're here.
Now we're here. What are we gonna do without you in the community comments?
Yeah, can you comment while you talk too?
Nope.
Nope. Well, we're back. We're live here on another episode of Origin Stories. Odious, I was going to ask if you could comment as you talk too, so we still get like your personality in the comments, because you really spice the whole thing up.
Okay, sure.
All right, that was easy. Parrott, compliments on the sweet haircut.
Thank you.
Looking sharp.
Yeah, it
looking
looks nice,
sharp.
man.
I was getting the COVID overflow happening for a while.
So huge. I mean, let's see. Where do we start? I mean, I guess we could start by shouting out Jonathan Wolf. Maybe that's a good place to start, right?
Yeah.
6:30 and 7, however the breakup is, but 6:30 and 7 p.m. Eastern on Nifty Gateway. Shout out Jonathan.
It's got some really cool stuff.
And then let's just stick with the Nifty Gateway thread and follow that down the line to Monday and Tuesday, which is Monday for Parrotism and then Tuesday for Odious. I mean, how perfect is this? It's just a clean line straight through.
Yeah.
It's worked out quite well. We're like all back to back.
Yeah. We're like hugging people together.
Yeah.
That's right. Also, you all continue to be masters of the trailer universe, because the trailers that I like, Parrotism, you released yours, maybe Odious, yours too yesterday? Both of yours yesterday.
I think it was yesterday, yeah.
Yep.
Those are power trailers. I mean, Parrott, you had the drone footage feel going and the storytelling. And Odious, I don't even know what to say about yours.
Epic, dude.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, it's pretty
Epic.
crazy. Yeah, those drone shots were crazy, man. Did you take those yourself?
Yeah, Fubo has a drone, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
like this big. Like this big. And maybe like this big when it folds out. And you just like put your phone in the like controller for it.
Mhm.
And it's like an app on your phone, and it's pretty crazy, dude. It's my first time ever like flying a drone. So we took it to Oregon with us and flew it around the coast, and then the other day took it out to the watery, woodsy area kind of by me and flew it around. And it's fun, man. It's really cool. So it feels like
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be flying it all around. You're like I
those
flew
are
it
some
to
nice
the gas
shots.
station. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun.
I thought it was stock footage.
I know, that's what Fuo said. Fuo was like, no one's gonna even know that you're the
Yeah.
one buying this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a good story. You're right. I mean, you look at it and almost seems very, very high level, right? So it does raise the question, like, did they do this? Did like it get pulled from somewhere? And I think it adds to it. It adds to it that no, that is your drone footage.
Yep, all from the ground up.
That's right. What else is good, guys?
Oh, busy week. Did you finish? Have you turned in your Nifty assets yet, Odious?
Yeah, I did it day before yesterday.
Ooh, you're quicker to the jump than me.
Yeah.
I just
On the
did mine
ball.
last night.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that in the Discord.
Yeah, feels good.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for JW's drop today. Pick up some of
Hell yeah.
those. See if I can get a bid in on the auction.
Yep.
And then we got Beeple all weekend, which is going to be crazy. Just a little drama surrounding that and the bots. We'll see how that all plays out.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's going to be a crazy next 5 days or so.
Yeah.
What?
for
So
sure.
the decision has been made that there's no NFT requirement, right? That seems to be the point of contention right now in the community.
That's what Twitter is saying. Beeple said on his AMA on Discord.
Got it.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. It's going to be a bot frenzy if that's the case, though.
Yep.
Well, buckle up for 100,000 entries.
Yeah, literally.
We got some comments. Swift for Access says can't wait. I think that was in reference to either or both of your drops. Agreed. Can't wait. Super C's. Matt Caesar in here. Live stream Origin. Love it. So let's go over the Origin stories of the week because there were a lot of them. There was a little bit of catch up in Origin Stories world, and there were some fantastic people released. So Chewy went out this week. Got really, really good feedback. I think people loved what Chewy had to say. Not surprised. I was sitting there with him and just thinking, man, he embodies that NFT spirit, that NFT community spirit. So high level of belief there. Matt Caesar was the next day, and Parrott, I was telling you off air, but I feel like Matt's episode was very inspirational. I feel like he has a way about him of telling you a parable, telling you a story, making it very relatable and very memorable, like kind of a one-liner, but with depth. So I found, I don't know, maybe 3, 4, 5 of those spread out all throughout that origin story. I thought there was a lot of wisdom there. Today just released a joint, so a 2-way origin story with RAC and Mike Darlington. So some good music industry stories and kind of relating the NFT space to music, some opportunities. One of my favorite things in there was talking about the doors opening eventually on lower cost NFTs when the gas equation's figured out. But what does that mean? You know, we've been obsessed with this concept of scarcity, and I think when applied to a certain thing, it makes a lot of sense. But there's this whole other world where if you get too boxed into scarcity, we lose sight of this part of NFTs, which can be open access, thousands of people, like a sticker or a ticket or something else entirely. And so that was a cool discussion to have. And then shout out, tomorrow is the final origin story of the week, and that is going to be Rio. And if you don't know about Rio, definitely should tune in. Everything that I've learned about that guy has raised the respect bar continuously.
Awesome. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
So it's all a lineup this week, man.
Yeah, crazy catch up. Justin Graphics in here. Hey, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo.
So, Odious, what's on your mind, man? Let's take us anywhere. Take us into your world.
Well, I just ordered Chinese. I'm waiting for that to arrive. I just finished up the banner for my Nifty drop. Yeah, I don't know, just editing videos and making sure that there's announcements to lead up to the drop.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool, man. What can you tell us about the drop so far?
I feel like the art isn't going to be the only valuable asset that will be on this drop. Yeah, it's got a high value collectible that will be paired with my 1 of 1 if the reserve is hit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been insured for 200,000 pounds, so that sort of gives you like an idea of how big this could be.
Very cool.
Whoa, Odious. It started with the trailer, and now we're here. Now we've arrived at 200,000 pounds. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I know the backstory about this, so I have to be very careful about what I say because I don't know what can be said yet.
No, I think we're all like we can say anything, to be honest. It's just as long as it's not on the drop, you know, like within the artworks and stuff like that.
I will remain being careful.
Okay.
Come on, guys. Trade some secrets on live stream.
It's really cool.
Snail Express in here. What's going on? Lauren's in here. Hi, my friends.
Hi, Lauren. She's upstairs right now.
All right. Guys, mind if I mention the art challenge?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Tell the people.
Cool. So everybody out there, and if anyone wants to share this out, super appreciative. It's 4 p.m. Eastern right now. We're accepting submissions until 8 p.m. Eastern. So we got 4 hours left. So what we decided to do as part of the Artifacts project, which more details have come out on, more details will continue to come out on. But what we wanted to do this week was put the focus on the digital art community. Everyone's eligible. All concepts are eligible. So the core logo of the Artifacts project is black and white, no color. And that's for a reason. Only artists ever get to add color to it. And this is one of those opportunities. So 20 ETH is on the line, 4 per artist. So 4 ETH per artist, 5 artists win. And you just submit your concept. We're not asking for free work. Like you don't have to do anything too complicated. But we do ask, a thoughtful quote tweet with what your concept is. And then a reference image does go a long way. So even if that's like a past work of yours that you think relates to the concept, just something to visually accompany the text, submit it by 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to make our decisions essentially overnight and announce the winners first thing on Friday. And then one thing that we did share today, that artwork not only gets the part of the ETH pool that was mentioned just now, but we're doing something special in New York City next week with some art displays, and those winners will also be able to come aboard that train and be credited, of course, along the way. So I think it's a pretty cool thing overall.
That's really cool, man. What I love about this, it's got to be like the best giveaway ever in terms of like being an artist, because one, like I can't tell you how many competitions will like leech work from artists and have an artist like spend hours on a design or a concept, and then either goes to nothing or gets stolen or like all this whirlwind of bad things. But so first of all, like you're not even having the artist create the art, you just want a concept that you think they can deliver, which is awesome for an artist perspective. And then 4 ETH per artist is like 10 grand.
Yeah, that's
Like,
huge.
That's a life-changing amount of money to a lot of artists. So
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to like reiterate how cool this giveaway is, and how like we were talking about earlier, like you're really putting the money where the mouth is for this project, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. We had that conversation behind the scenes, about the free work aspect, and it was important. It was like, no, that's not what this is about. Now, it's tricky because some people are like putting some work into it, and we just want to make it clear, like that's not necessary. Of course it's like appreciated, but like that's not the intent. The intent is you bring a clear concept, maybe link to some past works or some proxy works that like kind of open the door to what you're thinking, and then that's very helpful, and that will stand on its own. So really excited. So far I think 60-ish submissions.
Wow.
We'll see where it gets to by 8 p.m. Eastern, and then of course we'll have some decisions to make. And we'll be, by the way, real quick. So Jonathan Wolf dropped tonight on Nifty, and then shortly thereafter, Parrotism. We will be together again, my friend.
That's true.
On Clubhouse, and that'll be the last Clubhouse associated with this art challenge.
Yep, I got right after this podcast, or let's see, this podcast will end at 2 p.m. my time, give or take. And then at 3 p.m. my time, 6 p.m. Eastern time, I got a Clubhouse with Wocious and Ashley. Odious, you're invited. Roger, you're invited. Everyone's invited. Talk about my Nifty drop a little bit. And then, then we're doing the Clubhouse together right after that, which will be fun.
You're a busy man, Parrott.
I know.
All over the place.
Odious hasn't asked me anything on Discord today, right?
Yeah, I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern.
Right after this?
Yeah, right after this. Yeah.
Everyone's cranking today. All right.
Yeah.
We'll be firing Odious questions while listening to... No, Parrott, yours is after. So it's like Origin Stories live stream.
Yep.
Jump over to Odious on Discord.
Yep.
Jump over to Parrott on Clubhouse, right?
Yep.
And then jump over to Parrott again on Clubhouse, just in a different form.
Yep.
And then jump over to Jonathan Wolf's drop on Nifty Gateway.
And Jonathan Wolf's drop. You can follow us around all day if you like. Just through the
Real-time tour.
Yeah. Damn reality show at this point.
What else is everyone thinking about? I just feel like, okay, I don't know how anyone else feels, but it remains so crazy out there right now, where I'm still personally undergoing the mental shift that I keep saying I'm coming to terms with, and I still haven't fully come to terms with it. It was like 3 months ago ish. You could keep up with literally everything. Like there was never a big story. You know, if you had your head down and you were following everything, you could keep up with everything. You knew what was going on, even if it felt like a lot, it was still consumable.
Mm-hmm.
That day has long since passed.
Yeah,
Long since passed.
And it's a different mindset. I find it. I don't know. I find it frustrating at times. You know, I always like to support those who I care about and jump around. And I just feel like, man, it's so easy to miss things these days. So I don't know how anyone else feels about that, but it's on my mind.
Yeah, definitely, man. There's just too much going on. And like alongside that, I've also found myself getting busier, taking on more projects, and just like doing more things, especially as like the world is opening back up a little bit again, and like all that mixed together, just like I feel like I'm just missing so much. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I think all I can do as an artist is just put my head down and keep working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter like 24/7, and I still miss things.
Yeah. Odious, how about you? Because Odious, you're a power collector as well. Have you found that side? Have you found that you've devoted less time to that as everything else is picked up, or do you still feel like you can manage all sides of it?
I still think I can manage. Yeah. I think I picked up 6 of Fuck Render's pieces the other day. That was an amazing drop, by the way. Like that man continues to blow my mind.
Yeah.
Fuck Render kind of, you know, there's all this stuff, and it's like, you know, how well, you know, everyone's looking at all this stuff all over the place, and there's ups and downs and highs and lows and everything. So there's this constant question of like, I wonder how this is going to do. It just didn't matter. That Fuck Render is just, you know, crushing, right? Like everybody came out. Like,
he's an anomaly.
Yeah,
anomaly in the space.
For sure. Definitely separating himself as an anomaly. Deservedly so. I love that the Fuck Render verse, you know, we knew how big it would be when it came out, right? He was doing those mega macro next level things. I love that that's now the second drop, and you can kind of see the evolution of Fuck Render verse, because you never know. You see a big concept like that, understandably, someone could burn out, and someone could produce the big concept, and then it just exists, or it just sits. And the fact that it then got upped again, put forth again, and it just feels like, oh, this is a progression. Like this, there is a big plan here, and it is going places. I love seeing that. I love to see. I know that dude is one of the hardest workers in the entire space, and just love seeing everyone recognize him for it.
Yeah, me too. I feel like when he first dropped it, his first nifty drop, the Fuck Renderverse, I felt like it was underappreciated. Like I thought it should have been bigger at that time. And now to see it like stand the test of time when like all these other drops that like are low effort are kind of just like fizzling away. And then, you know, Fuck Renderverse comes back with like part 2 of the Fuck Renderverse, and you can see the effort in it. You can see the care, the attention to detail, the story he's creating, and then you see the numbers follow it. Like that, that makes my heart feel good.
For sure. That first Fuck Renderverse drop happened just before the explosion.
Yep.
Like I'm talking like a week before the explosion. Like the parabolic face melting rise. I often think, prior to this most recent drop, when I was thinking about that first Fuck Renderverse drop, I was thinking to myself, if that had happened in the peak of the parabolic, I just think the numbers would have been stunning. And I'm so glad that he got this drop, and obviously it did super, super well. But I used to think about that a lot. I'm like, man, if it was 2 weeks later, 1 week later, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later.
Yeah. I think it's crazy that you can own like one of his planets. Like that's art in itself, and then within that planet, there's more art and more collaboration, and it's beautiful.
It is, yeah. I can't wait to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah,
just the possibilities around it starts to stray into the territory of there are such big ideas at play there. You know, what I feel like what could come out of that universe a year from today, certain things are probably impossible to say today because it's so ahead, it's so on the bleeding edge, and a lot of the things that he's exploring within it and around it, it's like, who knows? Let's just sit back and appreciate for a second.
I'm waiting for multiplayer, like a social hub. That'd be dope.
We could all just like hang out there and like look at art together.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Yeah, these explorations of pseudo video game environments are really interesting. Like the other one that comes to mind because he was on Origin Stories was Chewy. Chewy did that super rare piece. I think it's called Upeka, something along those lines. But it's a collaboration between him. I think the other guy's name is Justin Wetch. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I've seen snippets.
I saw a snippet of it on Twitter, but I have to say I've not looked into it super hardcore. Will you enlighten me, Roger?
It's just, it's a similar. It doesn't look the same at all, but it's a similar thought process. It's this immersive space that you can enter. So it's a world that you can enter. Chewy's art is scattered throughout the world. It has, all sorts of beautiful nature around. I think you could do a few things. Apparently there are some Easter eggs in there, but it's a world, and Justin Wetch crafted the world, and obviously Chewy's art and concepts are all throughout that world. Really seems like a pretty brilliant collab. I think right now, probably one of the bigger slept on artworks out there just because of what it is and what's contained within that artwork. And so that's Chewy Stall on Super Rare, by the way, is where to find. I think the bidding is at like 3 ETH right now. And what must have went into that, I just can't even fathom.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I saw a snippet of it on Twitter, and it looked like a video game, and I made a mental note. That looks really cool, and you go check that out.
Yeah, I didn't actually know the auction was live. I might have to swing on by.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull this up.
Odious the collector.
Let's see.
Yeah, I love Chewy's work. I picked up one of his pieces on Bitski. Two of his pieces, actually.
Yeah, Chewy makes really cool stuff.
Don't mind me. I'm gonna find it. I'll update you guys in a second.
All right. I was gonna say, speaking of entering worlds, Too Much Leg Will Smith. How cool is that?
That's crazy. Yeah, when I saw that, my mind was blown. I instantly messaged him. I was like, "Yo, congrats on this collab."
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I put a big smile on my face when I saw that.
Yeah, and it looked like Will Smith actually put some effort into it. Like the voice acting,
exactly,
probably the green screen. Yeah.
I just blew the comments up. I didn't know that when I commented, it would come from every single account.
That's all good.
But that is
Chewy.
That is the artwork, and yes, the bidding is at 3 ETH right now. And it is a digital world and video game created with Unreal Engine to provide a place to escape and replenish a sense of peace. New owner of Upeka will have their name engraved in the sign shown in the video and will have say in changes made in the future. Upeka can be downloaded to play at Drive File. Justin and I created this world for you to play in and explore while having a chance to escape reality, dive into our imagination, combining Justin's skills as a game developer with my artistic vision to create a world that resembles tranquility and peace. Yeah, I'm loving it.
It's awesome. It's ahead of the curve still, man. I think that's going to become a very popular thing in the future. It's just plunging more into the metaverse, and Fuckrunner is like leading the way with that with his Fuckrunner verse, and Chewy. I need to go check it out in person so I can see what it's all about. But that sounds really awesome, and I think we're going to see some more really cool immersive type experiences with art coming soon.
Oh, wow, am I behind? Speaking of missing things, guys, sorry. The current offer is 3 ETH. It is over.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It was one. The auction was tripped off and was won with a bid of 5 ETH.
Wow.
10 days ago.
10 days. I can't believe I missed that.
I think because I saw the current bid like the current bid 3 ETH. I just assumed that it hadn't wrapped up.
Yeah.
So it sold for 5, and then someone after the fact bid 3 on it.
I think it's an active bid. The bid before 5 is still active.
Yeah. That makes sense.
My bad, guys. Kind of drives home the point that I was just making and talking about.
Right. It's impossible to see everything.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, Chewy.
Congrats, man. It's huge.
And then you guys just brought up the too much lag Will Smith. I don't want to lose focus on that because that deserves a lot of shine and attention. What do you guys think? What to you, can you come up with anything that surprised you more in a moment? Because speaking for me at least, when I first saw that, I did like the triple take. Yeah, I did like a quadruple take. It took me moments to understand exactly what was happening. And, sometimes people like joke about collaborations and then sometimes it's a real collab. It took me a second and I was like, wow, that is exceptional.
It was exceptional. Yeah, I mean, so I woke up yesterday and one of the first things I saw was a message from Odious on our Discord channel saying, the Too Much Like Will Smith collab is a prime example of how celebrities should enter the space. And I said, Too Much Like Will Smith? What? And went on Twitter, and it was all over Twitter, obviously, watched it. And I was thoroughly impressed by it. I don't know if it's alluding to something bigger that's coming, if it's going to be, a drop on Super Rare or Nifty that's going to happen, or if it's just a standalone thing. I feel like it's alluding to something bigger, but I could be wrong, and it has enough gusto to stand alone just by itself, I think. It's cool. And like from a 3D artist perspective, who does like sci-fi fantasy work, kind of like Too Much Leg, I feel like we're in a similar genre. It's cool seeing a celebrity of that stature like fuck with that style and be like, and it makes sense too, because Will Smith, Men in Black, he's had that I forget what movie it was with the sun and they're in space on some planet, but like he does some sci-fi stuff. So I was like, this makes sense contextually, like the style works. And then the little Easter egg at the end where he goes, "You've seen too much."
Yeah.
Too good.
Yeah, I hope that's not the only tease that we get. I hope there's more because that art is phenomenal. I looked on Twitter and I saw the Will Smith X Too Much Lag and I was like, nah, I can't believe this. I checked all the comments and the community was just going wild. And then I went over to Instagram and I checked on Will Smith's Instagram and I saw that it was posted there and I was like, wow.
Oh, he posted on his Instagram?
Yeah, and he tagged Too Much Lag as well.
So cool. Love it. I noticed Will Smith doesn't have a Twitter, as far as I can tell.
I can find it either.
So I was like, oh man, it would be cool if he posted on his Twitter, but he doesn't have one. So I'm glad he posted on his Instagram.
Guys, you know what? I want to get a shout out to, I think Natalie said this in the comments, but because I posted about that Too Much Lag video and just, oh my gosh, how I was still wrapping my head around it. And Natalie posted something, I'm paraphrasing, but she said it brought back the joy that she had been missing for a minute in NFTs. And I thought that was a really sharp comment. And I sat back and thought about that. And I think that chaos and keeping up with so much and having so much going on, it can rob a little bit of that calm joy, like being able to sit back and really like throw yourself into something and appreciate it. And I thought about it. I had the same moment. And I think it was obviously like what Too Much Lag did, it's exceptional. And then what they did together, and it starts with this big, excited Will Smith smile. Like, come on, like get in here, and there's joy there. Like there's genuine, it seems to me anyway, like genuine joy there. And he jumps through and then the art takes over. I appreciated that comment. It made me sit back and think. I mean, there's so many amazing things happen. How often do you really get surprised, like jolted? Yeah. And there are multiple levels of surprises. Like you guys both surprised me literally yesterday in other ways. In like more of like the Will Smith Too Much Lag video gave me like joy, like just pure joy. Yeah. You guys surprised me with like scope and grandiosity and like taking those trailers to a whole nother level. But I appreciate those moments when they come.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, man. Like honestly, some of the like happiest times in my life were 6 months ago when the NFT space was just like bubbling around, and it was just like, you know, a few thousand people, and we were all just sharing art with each other and talking about like, what if NFTs could do this and could do that, do this, and we are just like looking into the future, and there was this like sense of like, one, being ahead of the curve of something that felt so special, and then two, like fostering a community of like some of the coolest people I've ever talked to in my life, you guys and a bunch of my friends. And it was such like a special little like slice of time that I feel so lucky to have experienced. And there is a certain like melancholy that I have that's over now, in the sense of it's so mainstream. It's on SNL, it's on the news, it's big brands and musicians, and everyone's like aping into it, and it's so chaotic. And I miss that like money's cool, but I miss that like little sliver of like specialness.
Like a secret club.
Yeah, that's what
Secret's
it felt
out now.
like. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
felt like.
Guys, we knew the band before they got big, you know? It's one of
Yeah.
those moments.
Yeah.
We were there. We were there. But man, I don't know, Parrott, do you remember me saying this a while back? Is like, I want to find ways to retain that vibe, right? It cannot be the whole space anymore, right? It's just that's unrealistic. That's too like utopian, envision. It just can't, and that's okay. Like we all have to move on in some ways, but you know, these pockets, right? Pockets of that special vibe, I think absolutely can be built and maintained and perpetuated. And, you know, I think there are a lot of people who do feel exactly like Parrott. You just stated it really, really eloquently, just like sitting and listening to you go through it like that. I think a lot of people feel that way. And I think a lot of people want aspects of that back. And I don't think that's impossible. I think that's why so many communities are being built, and like maybe they don't all sustain, but I think several of them will do quite well that go down that road of retaining the special vibe.
Yeah, I think so, man. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right?
Exactly.
Try to continue that specialness and that community that is a life-changing feeling, you know.
Exactly. Shout out to Allison, by the way. High fives. And same, that too much lag. Will Smith video is so fun. Agreed.
It is fun, man. Oh, what was I thinking? I had something to say, but it's leaving me right now.
Yeah, I also think so. The other side of it, what I've seen in some places, you know, I like to dip into the wellness category sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Just like a message of like, I don't know, like solidarity to those feeling stressed or like anxious, or, you know, I've heard some comments out there of like, you know, that like the borderline panic attack type moments. And yeah, I get it. I'll go there every now and again as well. And I think that's a function of a chaotic space, you know, just taking that conversation in a bit of a different direction. And just to say, it's like not losing sight of those joyful moments, those calm moments, prioritizing those special pockets, and then ultimately at the end of the day, making sure you like step away for a second, right? To ultimately re-engage, of course, like this is where we want to be, but just making sure that, you know, that the imbalance, like not a balance, but like the imbalance is in check. Like, yes, I'm going to spend most or almost all of my time here, but like that little bit of something else goes a long, long way. So,
yeah, you were talking about going on walks, I think, a few weeks ago, and how like important that's been for you. And I've been going on more walks lately. Like me and my girlfriend will just take the dog and walk around the neighborhood for a few hours. And luckily, like the weather allows that a little bit more now than it did a month or two ago. And it's just nice. Like my phone's turned off. I get fresh air. I'm looking at all like there's beautiful cherry trees everywhere in my neighborhood right now because it's spring. And you can just like shake a branch and it like rains cherry blossoms everywhere. Yeah. And I've really been enjoying that. I've been going out to the woods a little bit, and like when we got the drone footage earlier in the week, me and Fubo like walked out to this like cliff overlooking the water and watched the sunset and flew the drone around. And I don't know, it's so important just to get some fresh air sometimes.
Yeah, it's like Parrott directly engaging with the nature that you so wonderfully represent in your artwork. You know?
Yes. Yeah. That's
Those sunset photos that you posted, by the way, top notch. Top notch. It made me want to be exactly in those photos.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really nice this time of year up here in the Seattle area.
Yeah, I'm doing the complete opposite. I'm still in that like cycle of art, Twitter, you know, collecting. No time for myself really. But I hope after this project I'll be able to take a break and just reset.
Yeah, it's needed, man.
Yep, definitely, and important.
Yep.
And Odious, I feel like we talk about you so much on this show about being someone like I feel like I vibe with what you're saying, that you are spending so much time in it, because you are doing so much. You know, even to go back to you as a collector, like you absorb so much, and I think you're speaking of people who are ahead of the curve. I think you're sharp and ahead of it on multiple levels, in multiple ways. So just a quick shout out that I know that the level of time, right, what you just said and represented, that like, you're not getting that time. You're in there right now, and
yeah,
I think in some different ways, it's definitely paying off on your side.
Yeah, I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, I love art, and I feel like some of these nifty drops are undervalued, so I do like to put my 2 cents in there and try and give back to the artists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do a really good job at that, man. You take more risks than I do, I think, as a collector. And I'll watch you do stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe Odious just did that. But it's like in an excited way. And then it always seems like it ends up paying off. So I'm just like, Odious is just ahead of the curve. Smart man.
Odious, you won the to give you the direct shout out here, but you won the fuck render piece on the Crypto Cubes drop.
Yeah, the 1 of 1. I've wanted a 1 of 1 of his for a while, and it was just perfect that it was the Crypto Cubes collab. I know that might not have appealed to a lot of other people, but to me that was like the perfect collab, in my opinion, because I spoke to Han as when Crypto Cubes was just starting, basically, and then he gifted me that cube. And yeah, after I listened to him, I wanted to invest in him, and I wasn't in the position to do so at the time. So when this came around, I was like, that's perfect. So I picked up Fuck Renders, and then I won Hands as well.
Oh, that's right. You got that one too. I forgot that for a second. That's a big night for you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I couldn't believe I got him, to be honest. But I think maybe it just, swooped under the radar.
Yep. It did a little bit. Yeah, it picked up like the first night. The first night picked up a lot of heat, and the sales went really well of everything. And yeah, I felt like the end of a couple of those auctions really did get swept under the radar. So hey, Odious, you're game, my friend.
Yeah, and that misclick of like 444,000. Oh,
does anyone really believe it's a misclick? Sorry. Just I gotta put that out there.
I mean, there's like a double check, isn't there? Like, so you put it in, and then you've got to put it in again. So I don't know, maybe he was drinking on the night.
In my humble opinion, I get it. Like, in my humble opinion, I think it's a very transparent move to end game an auction, to stop an auction out. Knowing that you're not going to be held accountable to the fat finger bid, that yes, you have to confirm and type it in all over again. And I think it's like it's like a no risk play to stop the auction out, and then you win it at 44,444. But they did the right thing, restarted the auction and went on. But that's how I view it. But I could be totally off base.
That's true. I didn't really think of it like that.
Didn't really think of that either. It's a little malicious.
I mean, hey, let's be honest. We are in still the wild, wild west. things are, in certain ways things are formalizing, and in other ways things are just as crazy as ever. And we even saw, okay, let's get into this. We saw the other move, I think by a different I hope by a different person, otherwise we're sure about what happened. But I think the different person that like essentially reneged on the pack, the $1.4 million purchase. I mean, that's did you guys know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So, I actually don't know the saga and how that shook out. I just know that the ultimate purchaser of that reneged on that buy. And that to me is like, holy cow, how does that happen? Like,
yeah,
we are still in the wild, wild west, and people are making moves, and they're
being sneaky,
doing things.
Conniving. I was gonna say the fuck render piece that Odious picked up, I want to say extremely undervalued, because look at the way his auctions go. And I was gonna go look and see what the auctions are right now, but it looks like Nifty Gateway is down.
Really?
Yeah, Jonathan said that. Yeah.
Uh-oh, ruh-roh.
Very much so down.
It's down. It's down all right.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly how undervalued Odious's grab was on that 500 piece, but I assume his auction's going to go for a lot. Last time I checked last night, it was at like 75K.
I think it was over that. I think I got north. I think into the 80s at least by when I saw it last. I think I could be wrong. Maybe it already sold, guys, 10 days ago. I don't know anyway.
I think I saw it go. It was like 111K or something.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how much did you grab yours for, Odious? 20 something?
35.
35? Whew.
Yeah. I love it's one of those examples. Like, he has that cube, and it's I like that. I like that synchronicity. Obviously, like, everyone doesn't have to own that. Everyone doesn't have to own their cube, and it's still phenomenal artwork. But I just love that it's kind of like immortalizing your own collectible.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, this site better come back soon.
Yeah, we got a JW to buy here soon.
He's driving too much traffic. It crashed his site.
Exactly. Come on, JW. Odious, what do you have your eye on out there? Since you are ahead of all of us at the moment, what are you comfortable talking about out there in terms of what catches your eye this week?
Definitely the Jonathan Wolf piece. I'm definitely gonna enter the drop, and the pack and the silent auction. I think it's quite interesting that it's a one of one, but it's a silent auction. So it's like you've really got to put your best bid in, if you want to achieve it. Yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and only owners of the previous Frog NFT. Can't remember what it's called. I think it's called like Frog House.
Uh-huh. I would double check for you back there.
Can enter, yeah.
I'm working that over in my mind. I think that's a pretty interesting way to go about it.
That is really cool. A 1-on-1 silent auction. I like that. I don't know if I've seen that before. Personally, I don't think I have.
I am so down to see how that shakes out.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm honestly scared of silent auctions. I like bidding in them, but I also like what I like about auctions is that it's a little bit competitive, right? So you have like some collectors going back and forth with each other, saying like, "Oh, you think you're gonna win this? No, I'm gonna win this," and it just goes back and forth. And I think it's like a cool organic way to drive bids and prices up. So when you remove that aspect of it, it's scary, man.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know which one, regular auctions or silent auctions. I don't know which one is really a true show of market value, because I think on one hand you have the price maybe being artificially driven up by competition. On the other hand, you have everyone trying to like lowball it as safely as possible, being like, how can I get this with this much spent? Like with the Victor Mascara Shaman that I got number 5 out of 5, and I was like, it's like I hope I get this, but I don't want to go too much over and beat everyone by like $5,000 or something. And it's like, from an artist perspective, I'd probably rather have people bidding it up. But
yeah, no, I completely agree. I think with some of the silent auctions as well, you see them go for like a set price, and then a couple weeks later, the secondary market's like almost doubled.
true,
So,
yeah.
So it's almost like, why didn't those people put in a bid of that back when it was live?
Odious, it's you guys are so spot on with that. I'll never forget the last Fuck Renderverse drop, not this past one, the one before that. I'll never forget that because I missed both of his silents by like a combined $200 or something like that to hit the last spot of each. And I thought to myself in the moment, like instantly I would have paid what the final bid was, and probably even a little bit more than that. And it's this mental, like, why didn't I just,
it's weird, right?
And very interesting what that, the process that trips off mentally of, trying not to go too crazy. One of the times, by the way, guys, that I did go too crazy, and it's hilarious the dollar amount that it was, but not that it was too. I'm thrilled I did it today, but at the time, I like overshot the Fuck Render's first drop on Nifty Gateway. I remember like the Bloom number 105. I paid $907, and like I way overshot the other 4 bids, and I was like, interesting. I wonder why. And now, I mean, it's the best best thing ever.
It worked out.
It worked out okay.
Short term even. Nifty Gateway is back online, says Lauren, and she is correct.
Nice.
All right, so what, Parrott, you're going to check the price of something. You're going to check whether something was under
where the Fuck Render auction was at. Boom, 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 boom. That says opens. Lauren won one of the detached yesterday, by the way.
Lauren's my hero. She's my hero. Straight up. It's amazing.
That's some good luck right there, because I don't think he had the bot resistance thing on his drawing where like you had to own one NFT. So there were 1,200 entries in that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
In addition of 10, I believe.
I was any good luck charm possible. I was really hoping to come out of there with it, but hey, you got to move on.
Fuck Render's auction is up to $128,888 by the famous 888.
What
are your predictions? How do you think it's going to go?
We got another hour to go. We'll see if anyone comes through. Like 888 has mysteriously deep pockets, so like I think as another collector being against him, that your chances are slim.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it comes down to how much do you want to see 888 pay for it. I have seen him lose some auctions though. Like he has backed out on some. So
yeah,
there's a chance.
He knows his limit. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he is.
It is interesting though, right? That mindset of someone who comes in, sees 888 as the top bid, and there are probably plenty of circumstances where it's like, nah, forget it. I'm not going to engage in this warfare,
Yeah.
I think that's why a lot of collectors have secondary accounts, so that they don't see that name and either instantly win and then the piece is undervalued at the sale price.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It makes sense. And then of course, if that secondary account keeps going too many times, it's like, oh, that's then the pieces start to come together. Then you need a third account and a fourth account.
And then you're bidding against yourself. Yeah.
Right. then you forget. Yeah.
Like, who is this guy? He's trying to pound me. Who else is tonight besides Jonathan? I know Cruella.
The Primal Cipher, right? Primal Cipher. I think Fesk is involved in that.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Cruella, Sasha Vinogradova, Quentin Duranzier, And then Primal Cipher. Oh yeah, I think there's a lot of collabs in this one, huh?
Looks like it. Looks like is that, I guess, Norlander did a collab? Looks like the exploding Satoshi explodes. I'm assuming that's him.
Not
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, that's Norlander. And then Exploit Scanus Fesk.
Jardane, this is from within the chain.
Yeah, this is cool.
When Primal met Frank.
Then Morrow's in there.
Ooh, Frank Wilder.
Nice.
That's it, Frank Wilder.
That's cool. I love seeing collabs, man. It's the best. It's one of the coolest parts about this base.
Yeah, share the love.
All these different, like, I never did a collab with anyone artistically, I don't think, before NFTs.
And now look at you. You're all over the place.
The collab king now.
Yes.
Let's see what else we got.
Shout out Mike Damazo says he never thought about it like that with a laughing crying face. Or maybe that was the 888 comment.
Yeah,
maybe. Perhaps. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that happen on I forget where. It might have been like Fiwo's auction on a Nifty where Jason Williams entered and someone was just like, oh, can't beat him. So that's good competition for 888, I think.
Wait, who is it?
Going Parabolic.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Remember that moment back in the day with Going Parabolic? And who was he bidding against at first? It was the original Beeple. It was like, it was Going Parabolic and one of the Winklevoss twins, right?
Yeah.
Where they had that moment early on, and it was like everyone was waiting for them both to come back.
They took a truce for like 8 hours or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then they ran it up to a certain level, and then it got taken over, and neither of them ended up coming back into the picture. But they ran it to like 200K or something along those lines. Yeah. That was the infamous 777,000 by Illustrator. Yeah. The complete
crazy
MF collection.
Yeah. Was that auction Illustrator's like entry to the NFT scene? Do you know?
If it wasn't, it was very closely tied to his end. I know he was a brand new name being talked about on the scene.
Uh-huh.
Because that was all the way back in December. I think that was like December 11th or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that.
Ago.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that one of the highest Nifty sales is now like a very undervalued piece in terms of Beeple.
What do you mean?
Because it sold for 777,000, right?
Yeah.
And then his last auction did 69 million. His previous one before that did 6.9 million, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they resold one for another 6 million.
Yeah. Hey man, if I had $777,000 to throw at it back then, maybe I would have. Smart. I'm interested, excited, curious to see how the Beeple auction will function this weekend, because this is the biggest Beeple event since that event, I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be, he's a leader in the market in a sense. Like, how this goes will affect how other drops go, how the secondary market functions in a lot of different ways. So hopefully it goes well.
It's true. It's a big pulse indicator of the market,
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it probably should have taken a step back. The market, it can't. I've been saying a lot lately, like it can't be up only. It cannot be up only forever. Like it just doesn't work like that. It had to take a step back. I think people are still reevaluating, like, what does all the noise mean? How do I sift through it? What, everyone's developing like their own thought processes and the art that they love, and everyone's going through the same thing together. But then there's Beeple, and so now we'll see. I think it's very reasonable to expect. Not that I want this to happen. I would love for everything and anything to go on. I think it's probably reasonable to expect, though, what in comparison to stuff a month, 2 months, etc. go, probably, it's probably going to look smaller, significantly smaller in comparison to that.
Yeah.
And I think that's just okay. I hope that we can all frame our expectations like appropriately and not be disappointed or think that the sky is falling if it takes a step back. I think that would be perfectly fine and in line with what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you look at it, the market right now is way better than it was in December.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than it was in January, better than it was
Exactly.
for most of February. It's just comparing it to March.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
But that was
balanced
just
itself out now.
so. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad it's pulling back a little bit because, it doesn't make sense when anyone, no matter who you are, enters the space and drops something on Nifty Gateway and makes $1 million. Like that shouldn't be happening. Because that's just a product of hype and FOMO, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
I think people like Fuck Render should be making $1 million when they do some crazy project that takes hundreds of hours of work and thought and care and does something incredible. But if some celebrity just comes and says, "This is my NFT," even though some other artist made it and they don't get credited, and then the celebrity makes $1 million off of it, the artist gets 10 and 20% or whatever, like that shouldn't be happening. And I think we should be happy that that's not happening as much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree.
I would love to stay in chat, but I've got to bounce because my Discord AMA.
Oh, you just got it. Oh, yeah. Let's wrap it. Hey, everyone, shoot over to Odious's Discord AMA at 6 p.m. Shoot over to Parrotism's Clubhouse with Fiwo at 7 p.m. Join Parrotism again and RD and I believe JN Silva and Dave Krugman on Clubhouse. Clubhouse again under Artifacts Project or under my name. I think you can find it there too. That's a wrap. Odious, you're the best. We love you,
man. Thanks for having me on.
See you, man.
Talk to you in
See you later,
Discord.
Parrott, see you, man.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
See you, everybody.